What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope all is well. Now, Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ochocinco Johnson, they weighed in on Kavarsye Smoke comments when Kavarsye Smoke said that the team they playing selfish ball, and if they played together, they could have been undefeated. And Chad Johnson said some things that made sense. Now, I'm more prone to listen to Chad Johnson and Unc over here because they played the game at the highest level, and I respect their opinion. They were saying that, there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle that's missing. Chad said this is an ultimate team sport. There's 11 guys on offense, 11 guys on defense. And he said that there are some pieces to the puzzle that's missing. And he said that a big part of the team is the interior, the offensive line and the defensive line. And there's been problematic areas in both, especially that offensive line and protecting Shedeur Sanders. And I honestly believe that they will make some improvements by year 2. And I have to remember this. This team was just put together, and I have to, measure this team year by year. This Coach Prime just took over, there's going to be some problems in year 1. And I'm guilty of it too, because after the TCU game, I was like, man, I think they could go 8 games. They could win 9 games. They could do this. But I have to be reminded that this team is missing some things. And it's okay that they're missing some things because the way this team was put together. And but being that this team was put together, they did pretty well considering how it was put together. And Kavarsye Smoke, he has not yet to elaborate on what he meant by that. And I think I would love to hear him elaborate on what he meant, instead of saying that the media on 3, because he replied to on 3 on Twitter, saying that they're taking things out of proportion and things like that. The same thing with Willie SRT Gaines. He said some things, he pretty much was talking out about why he's not playing. He said he's doing everything right. And I have to remember again that there's other players on the team that might be better. And I'm not privy to the inner workings of the team, nor is anyone that make these videos. And sometimes I got to reflect and check myself, when I make these videos, because I'm like, damn, I don't know what's going on with that team. And another thing I had to think about earlier is I'm not at practice. I only see bits and pieces of what Bucky puts out, Deion Sanders Jr. That's all I get. I don't see the full practice. So I don't know if he's getting beat in practice. I don't know if his attitude, is whatever. I don't know. There's a reason why he's not playing. So I have to, I'm not perfect making these videos either. So nobody's perfect, right? But we can learn from our mistakes. And, but I would love for Kavarsye Smoke to elaborate on what he's saying. What did he mean by their selfish ball? Does he mean selfish ball that only a few players are getting access to the plays? Because you have to give your playmakers a certain amount of touches on that ball. You do. I mean, Travis Hunter is a main playmaker. He's a featured playmaker on that team. Also Xavier Weaver, Jimmy Horn, and also Dylan Edwards. And of course, Shedeur. They are the main playmakers on that team. So you're going to have to give them a certain amount of touches. Me personally, I think they should have ran the ball more, but if they're having some problems on their line, that's something that definitely will more than likely, not probably, it'll more than likely be addressed in the off season. And that's why I'm curious. I can't wait to see the news coming of the players, income players coming in. So everything I think is going to be up in season 2. They're going into the Big 12. So everything is up. it's unfortunate that Smoke couldn't really run the ball this season. But again, I'm not privy to what's going on in practice. And I had to remember that. I said, damn, it's one thing to be opinionated, but you got to be realistic as well. So I'm like, fuck, I'm not really that real. I'm like, I'm not being realistic here because I don't know what's going on in practice. I don't know. Maybe they're bombing out in practice. If somebody is bombing out in practice, you more than likely is not going to play them. And I remember that from when I played. If you're having a bad practice, where our team was small, you would still play, but you're not going to get that many touches on the ball either. You're not going to get that many plays written up for you. You'll play special teams, but back then we were playing special teams and we loved it. Like just because we get our uniform dirty and we still get a Letterman jacket because we participated. But hopefully he'll elaborate on what he means. Maybe in the off season he'll have a interview or whatever, and tell the public what he meant by selfish ball. Because you got to get Travis Hunter the ball. In that last game against Washington State, even though I didn't agree with them keeping Travis in the game, but he caught a really big pass. He didn't give up. I mean, the game was out of reach at that point, but he's still making a big play, and he almost hurt his knee. That just goes to show what type of player he is. He's not going to give up. So he's not going to give up, and you got to keep that kind of person on the field. You got to get that person a certain amount of touches. You have to. And so I got to check myself there. I'm like, I'm really not at practice, so I don't know what's going on. And now if I was at practice, then I will be able to, I would have some kind of data to go on. Like, okay, this person messed up in practice, but even still, I would have to be at every practice to really form an opinion on why people are not playing. I just thought it would have been a good look since Smoke last year eligibility to get some touches on the ball. But again, the coaches are coaches for a reason, and I am an armchair coach for a reason. So, but shout out to Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco. They put it in perspective. They say, listen, there's some key things missing on the interior line, the trenches, and they have to get that fixed. They have to be able to protect Shedeur Sanders, okay, next year. Because I believe all you got to do is keep him upright. He'll pick the defense apart. It'll be a whole different ball game. And maybe they'll get that running game going too. And you're going to start to see something different in year 2. So I remember Coach Prime said, take your licks now. So maybe he knows something. So we'll see. But drop your comments below and let me know how you feel. Oh, I would like to take this time to thank all the people that subscribe and all the people that comment on the videos. It goes down in the comment section. And I'm going to try to go live, not daily, but I'm going to try to go live as much as I can because I love the discussions there and we all get to like interact and stuff like that. I know the holidays are coming up and hopefully everybody be safe on the holidays for those that's traveling as well. I'm going to be traveling, so be safe out there, and happy Thanksgiving if I don't talk to you. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys. But before you go, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also hit the bell notification so you can get updated on my latest content as it drops. If you have any video ideas, feel free to leave a comment below. Take care.